It is saying I am live. So hi to folks over on YouTube. Hi to folks here in Zoom. If you're on YouTube and you wonder, how do I join the Zoom? Those are my Patreon patrons who are able to join the Zooms for the beginner play-alongs. Welcome to one of our beginner ukulele play-alongs. Everybody can join me at the mixed level play-alongs on Zoom on Tuesdays. So if you don't want to join Patreon, but you would like to join us on Zoom, come to one of those Tuesday play-alongs. And for these, we're going to play from my beginner songbook. Right now we're working from version 6, and I'm going to play requests for the hour and put the chords up on the screen. But if you want the chords on your end, you can also grab the songbook for yourself from the Patreon post that's public and free, open to everybody, that might have brought you here to this post, or that's linked in the YouTube description box if you need that. So feel free to request songs on YouTube in the chat. In Zoom, you can do it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself in between songs. You're also welcome to ask questions as we go along. And Judy is already saying hi in the YouTube chat, and I'd like to say, if you're over on YouTube, feel free to say hi. Let us know where you're watching from if you wish. And even if you're not playing along with us, even if you're just listening or planning to come back to this later to play, you're welcome to say hi in the chat and make requests. So let's go ahead and go to the songbook. Sometimes I have a warm-up song picked out already for us, and today I do not. So let's pick something out. Let's place all the songs from the beginner songbook. Should be fairly approachable for beginners. Some of them are a little harder than others, but I'll always give a little bit of instruction at the beginning in case that seems like something you might like, so that you can have an idea of how to play it. You can, of course, play it differently. You can make it more complicated or less complicated for yourself. Feel free to do that. And then, you know, if a song seems like it has a chord in it you don't know, you can also just skip that and come back to it later. So let's pick a song. Let's see. I was thinking about what we might like to play for a warm-up. Let's do a song we haven't done in a long time in honor of my mom, who sometimes joins us but hasn't in a while on these play-alongs, and that is Orphan Girl. So that's a song she would often request. I'll do this one in honor of my mom. And it has just 3 chords, so it's a nice one for us to warm up on. G, D, and C. Of course, any chord can be hard when you're first learning it, so if you're still working on your G or your D, then you know, take it slow, just do single strums. But a nice way to play this one is with a down, down, up. So you can do a fairly regular 1, 2, and 2, 2, and on this song. The one thing that's going to change about the rhythm of this song is that the D is only going to give you half a count in order to change. So instead of I am an orphan, that only gets 1 pattern, down, down, up, and then back to girl, where you do it more than once again. So that'll go by a little quicker, and if you're doing single strums, you'll just know you're moving on to the G a little faster, but you'll see how it works even if you're not familiar with this song. And then we can actually skip the instrumental verses for this particular warm-up. Those are nice to do, but let's make it a little shorter and we can move on to more requests after that. So let's see here. We get the whole song on the page. Judy is saying hi from Richmond, Virginia over on YouTube. Nice to have you here from Richmond. All right, so let's do a 1, 2, and 2, 2, and intro. Here's the verse. I am an orphan on God's highway, but I'll share my troubles if you go my way. I have no mother, no father, no sister, no brother. I am an orphan girl. Verse 2. I have had friendships pure and golden, but the ties of kinship I have not known them. I have no mother, no father, for joining me on that warm up. And hi to Jennifer, who's over on YouTube saying hi. Nice to see you in the chat there. All we've played is Gilliam Welch's Orphan Girl, so feel free to let me know what else folks would like to play.
"500 Miles."
Great, let's look at 500 Miles. So this is one that I feel like is a nice one for beginners to practice some finger picking on or to do some easy strumming on, either one. And if you're more advanced, of course, sky's the limit. But I do think that a simple picking pattern that a lot of beginners can start with, even if you've never done finger picking before, is just to go straight through your strings, G, C, E, A. And we can do that once or twice, depending on how fast we're able to pick and how fast the song's going and how fast the chords are changing. But for this song, we can do it basically one per chord when they're not bolded, and then when they are bolded, we'll have to just either pick 2 strings or pluck twice, or you could single strum them, pluck them all once, whatever's working for you. But for example, at the beginning, if you miss the train I'm, that gives you just enough time to go G, C, E, A. So you could do that on the non-bolded chords, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm numbering the fingers, not the strings. It's actually 4, 3, 2, 1 if you're numbering the strings. And if you would rather strum it, the down, down, up we just used on the last song, will work really nicely. If you like an island strum, you could also do 1 island strum per unbolded chord. That'll work too. And you can ignore this little F/C chord here and just play the F. You don't have to play the sort of optional, slightly advanced version of the F. That adds a C note on top on the A string. But that's, don't worry about that. If you don't understand that, you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. The other thing we sometimes talk about as beginners is a substitution you can sometimes make if E minor is really hard for you to get to and from while you're playing in a jam. You can try an E minor 7, and a lot of times that will work better. And if you don't know E minor 7, it's played 0, 2, 0, 2. And it is 1 finger away from your G chord. So if you know your G and you take away your ring finger, that's the E minor 7. And not in every song will that work as a substitute for E minor. Sometimes E minor just is the best chord. But in a lot of songs, especially a lot of these kind of folky or country songs, you can play an E minor 7. So give it a try if you like. If you don't like the sound, don't make that substitution. But sometimes it's what helps us get through a song when we're playing along with people in a jam. So I think it's a nice substitution to try, if that helps you play the song. So I'm going to start out by picking, and then maybe I'll switch to strumming halfway through. So no matter what you're doing, I'll be with you at least half the song. I'll start with picking through the intro and the first verse, and then I'll switch to strumming for the rest of the song. But you can do either one, single strums, whatever's working for you. I'm just going to slow myself down a little bit so I don't start too fast. Let's try it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, A minor. Of course, you can pick double this, but I'm not going to. Keep it simple if that helps you. F. Now D minor. G7. C. And I'm going to strum once at the end here. If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 Thanks for suggesting that one, Bob. Let's look at more of the table of contents here. Feel free to make requests from anywhere in the songbook, but I can only show you a page at a time of the table.
Farther along?
Great, let's do farther along. And just a reminder to folks over on YouTube, you can also make requests if you want, even if you're just listening and not playing. Farther along here is a nice one. I like the trio version with Dolly Parton. This is one that has a slightly different rhythm. It has kind of more of a waltzy rhythm. So I like a down, down, up, 1, 2, and 3, and I kind of hit that first one a little harder to keep my pulse. 1, 2, and 3, and. Now you don't have to do the key change when you're playing this song for yourself, but the key change doesn't make it too much harder. The chords still stay pretty beginner friendly. I know E7 and D7 can be some of the trickier ones that are, we don't learn right away often as beginners, but they're worth practicing. So we'll do the key change with this one because it doesn't add any especially tricky chords. But if you need to do single strums at any point so that you can play the chords, or if you need to skip one of those chord shapes like the E7, feel free. You can also substitute the simpler D7, which is played 2-0-2-0 with your fingers on the G string and the E string, second fret. Some people call that the Hawaiian D7. If that makes it playable for you, that's a great substitution to make. All right, so let's try 1, 2, and 2, 2, and, oh sorry, I'm doing the wrong rhythm. I just said 1, 2, and 3, and. Here we go. 1. Tried, we're oft made to wonder why it should be thus all the day long, while there are others Very nice one to choose. Thanks for that. Other requests? Let's look at the first page here, the table of contents. We've got a lot more people over on YouTube than we normally do. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you haven't already. But lurkers are welcome. If you're just joining us, you can also make requests over on YouTube. I'm thinking of one here, but I wondered if there was another request before I pick one out.
It seems like chat isn't working because I put a couple of
Oh,
ideas and it didn't come through.
I see here there is there is something in the chat here that I didn't see before. Horse with no name. So yes, chat is working. I just didn't see the little flag on my end. Thank you for letting me know though. Chat is, I'm sorry, horses no name with no name is a great one to do. Let's go down and look at it. Hi to Susan over on YouTube. Thanks for saying hi. And then I was thinking maybe El King's song X's and O's we might do after this. So let's do Horse with No Name first. Oop, I just went past the H's. There it is. So here's how I always talk about this song if you haven't ever played it with me before. This is not the easiest key, but it's not too bad. The easiest key to play it in is a little low for me to lead. But if you really like this song and you want to play it on your own, instead of the E minor, you can play a D minor. Instead of the D6, you can play a C6, which is the same as A minor 7, which is nothing on the strings, just an all open chord. And then you can play it just with those two chords because really the D6 and the F sharp minor in this song, or whatever you substitute it for in another key, are interchangeable. I've made this a 3-chord song because I like that, but this could also be a 2-chord song. You could do the whole thing with just the E minor and the D6, or just the E minor and the F sharp minor. So if you like one of those shapes, the D6 or the F sharp minor, way more than the other, just pick one and do it for both of them. But I also think this is one you can do the E minor 7 on, which we talked about earlier, that 0202. You can do that instead of the E minor. I've played it that way before. I think it works just fine. So you can simplify this even more. You can, of course, do a simpler strum. But since we haven't done an island strum yet, or I haven't done one yet in leading, I'll play the island strum here, which is written up at the top. If you don't know island strum, single strums or that down, down, up that we were doing before is going to work really nicely for this one too. But if you know island and you want to strum it along with me that way, please feel free. Or you can throw in a chuck if you know a chucking island strum. So let's see, whether you're playing E minor 7 or E minor, let's get it into the groove. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, or E minor 7, D6, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, D6. Here's the first verse. On the first part of the journey, I was working with all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. Do that line again. La 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 la. After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one boy to give you no pain. La 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 last verse. After 9 days, I let the horse run free, 'cause the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with its life underground and a perfect disguise above. Under the city lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one boy to give you no pain. La 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 la. 4 times. La 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 la. One more. La 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 la. Little outro here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing on D6 now. 1, 4, and on your E minor 7. All right, that's a fun one. When I write this chord sheet up again, I will put in the E minor 7 because I actually think it's a great substitute for this one. Let's see here. We were going to do X's and O's, and then Jennifer has requested Last Great American Dynasty by Taylor Swift. Great. And also Joe has shared that you were on the Ruby Princess sailing to Hawaii. That's awesome. Thanks for YouTube streaming in to join us from your cruise. That's really cool. All right. So X's and O's, L King's song. There is one more chord in here that's a little bit more advanced. It can be a bar chord, this B7 down here towards the bottom of the page. But I've given you an alternate B7 shape that you can play like the E minor. It's just on your G, C, E string instead of your C, E, A where the E minor is. Which means if you're a right-handed player, if you can play E minor and then you walk each finger one string toward your face, then you're playing a B7. It's just an alternate shape. Same chord with slightly different tones as the barred B7. You can play either one. So if you want to try this one, this is a fun one to do. I'll introduce a chucking island strum midway through this one, but if you're not chucking yet or you don't like chucking, don't feel like you need to. You can either stick on island, play the down-ups, play the single strums, whatever's working for you. I also like to practice a little bit of a scratch strum on this, which is what I do when I loosely hold my hands over my fretboard and just strum to make a percussive sound. You can do that with any strumming pattern. It's just the key is just holding loosely enough that you deaden the strings without letting any sound bleed through. So if you want to try that on this one with me, you can. I'll use it on these little 1, 2, 3, they gotta run back to me sections. Oh, I've got a ring on my finger I need to take off to do that cleanly. But you don't have to try it. Don't worry about it if you don't want to do it. All right, so let's try. You can do this a little faster, but let's do it a little under tempo so that if you're a real beginner, you don't feel like you just can't play any of these chords in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. Or try E minor 7, see how it sounds. Well, I had me a boy, turned him into a man. I showed him all the things that he didn't understand. Whoa! And then I let him go. Remember, you can just changed, but the same shape for that B7. The calories been cursing my name. Don't talk, Jenny. I found me a better lover in the UK. Hey, hey. Until I made my getaway. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. They gonna run back to me. 'Cause I'm the best baby they never gotta keep. 1, 2, 3. They gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. Axes and the outlaws, they haunt me like ghosts. They want me to make 'em up. They won't let go. X's and O's. I'm gonna start chucking, but you don't have to. Had a summer lover down in New Orleans. Kept him warm in the winter, left him frozen in the spring. My, how the seasons go by. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get high and I love to get low. So the hearts keep breaking and the heads just roll. You know, that's how the story goes. 1, 2, 3, they gonna run back to me. 'Cause I'm the best baby they never gotta keep. 1, 2, 3, they gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. X's and the outlaws, they haunt me like ghosts. They want me to make 'em up. They won't let go. Do that chorus again. X's and the outlaws, they haunt me like ghosts. They want me to make 'em up. They won't let go. X's and O's. Here's a little instrumental, E minor. 2, B7, 1, and E minor. 1, 2, 3, they gonna run back to me. Climbing over mountains and sailing on the sea. 1, 2, 3, they gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. My exes and the outlaws, they haunt me like ghosts. They want me to make 'em up. They won't let go. Exes and the outlaws, they haunt me like ghosts. They want me to make 'em up. They won't let go. X's and O's. All right, that's a fun one. Let's look at Last Great American Dynasty. And then Joe is requesting Keep on the Sunny Side. Great, also a good idea. I mean, obviously, I made the songbook, so I like all the songs. But I'm always excited by what you all pick. This is fun. Okay, Last Great American Dynasty is a Taylor Swift song that I find pretty beginner friendly. I'm not scrolling fast enough. Let's go a little faster. Here we go. All right. This one has that classic, one of the most used chord progressions. G, A minor, C, D is going to happen a lot. And in the beginning, a lot of just G, A minor, C. And I've grayed out the chords at the end of the lines because if you're playing single strums, you can skip those or play them, whatever you like. If you don't play them, it's a little more like Taylor Swift's original. If you do play them, you're just helping yourself keep time a little bit. So no problem with doing either one. But I'll start with single strums, as I've said here, and then I'll do an island strum like I played in the last song, and even a chucking island strum like it says here. But again, down, down, ups, single strums, make it work for you. But know that this chord progression and these chords as sort of a starter pack of chords can be applied to a lot of songs, both in this beginner songbook, but just elsewhere as well. All right, so if you don't know this Taylor Swift song, you may know it by the end because it's catchy. we'll see how it goes. It's also based on a true story, which is kind of fun to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. Rebecca rode up on the afternoon train. It was sunny. Her salt box house on the coast took her mind off St. Louis. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. Bill was the heir to the Standard Oil name and money. And the town said, how did a middle-class divorcee do it? 1, 2, 3, 4. The wedding was charming, if a little gauche. There's only so far new money goes. They picked out a home and called it Holiday House. 1, 2, 3, 4. Their parties were tasteful, if a little loud. The doctor had told him to settle down. It must have been her fault his heart gave out. 3, 4. And they said, there goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the maddest woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time, ruining everything. Rebecca gave up on the Rhode Island set forever. Flew in all her bitch pack friends from the city. Filled the pool with champagne and swam with the big names and blew through the money on the boys and the ballet. And losing on card game bets with Dolly. And they said, page turn, 1, 2, 3, 4. There goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the most shameless woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time, ruining everything. Here's the bridge, 3, 4. They say she was seen on occasion, pacing the rock, staring out at the midnight sea. And in a feud with her neighbor, she stole his dog and died at Key Lime Green. 50 years is a long time. Holiday House sat quietly on that beach, free of women with madness, the men in bad habits, and then it was bought by me. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Who knows if I never showed up, what could have been? 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. There goes the loudest woman this town has ever seen. I had a marvelous time, ruining everything. I had a marvelous time, ruining everything. A marvelous time, ruining everything. A marvelous time. I had a marvelous time. Thanks, Jennifer. We hadn't done that one in a while. Really fun. Let's look at Keep on the Sunny Side. Another classic with just 3 chords. All kinds of artists have recorded this one. And I'm partial to the version you can hear in the soundtrack to Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I think this is one of the ones in there. Carter Family Singers, I think, maybe are the ones who did it on that for that soundtrack. Years later, obviously, they used their version. For this one, let's see, island strum will work, down, down, up strums will work. If you want to try a pluck at the beginning of your island strum, don't do that if that's going to throw you off, but it's kind of fun if you're a little more advanced. Even as a beginner, pluck that G string instead of your first down. You can try that. Pluck, down, up, down, up. I like the bounce that gives some songs, so feel free to try that if you like. I'll do these single strums and then knock out the beats when we get down here to this verse, and so you can try that too if you like it. You know, this is one that's familiar enough to a lot of people that you don't even necessarily need a strumming pattern. If you want to try just strumming off the top of your head, that can be fun too. Intuitive strumming. Give it a try if you like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Intro. Two more of these. One more. There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side we also may view. 2, 3, 4. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all our way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Oh, the storm and its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherished so dear. Clouds and storm will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. 2, 3, 4. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all our way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all our way if we keep on the sunny side of life. I'm going to start strumming again for this last line. We keep on the sunny side of life. All right. Great classic there. We've got time for a couple more. Let me go back up to the table of contents. Here's the very end of the table of contents, if you want any ideas from the end of the alphabet.
Little Ghost.
Little Ghost, fun. I'll give it another second if anybody else is scouring this looking for ideas before I go to Little Ghost, so feel free to make another one if anybody has one.
Mercy Now.
Oh, great. Let's look at that song after Little Ghost. All right, Little Ghost. Little Ghost is another one that I know that I like with Island Strum if you like Island Strum. Works really nicely with it. Just 4 chords on this one, and actually you could probably pick either the G or the G7 and do it all the way through if you only want to do one of those. I do like practicing this tremolo here. You don't have to do it well, but the way the tremolo works is you just strum back and forth with one finger on on your G or your G7 or your C or whatever chord you're on. Do it as fast as you can, but don't feel like it has to be a particular speed to be right. It's all about starting it slow so that it's clean and then speeding it up as you're able to. So I'm not the best at the tremolo either, so don't feel like I'm going to show you up and be all professional at it. It's a fun one to practice on this song though, and you'll see how that goes if you don't know this song. I'll just do a little bit of a tremolo on each chord, and then a pause, which is why it says no chord, and then back into the tremolo again. It's just a short portion of the song though, so if you just want to play single strums in that, you can too. All right, so let's see here. I'll give you a nice 4-beat count for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. Little ghost, one I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? I'm the only one that sees you, and I can't do much to please you. And it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. The first moment that I met her, I did not expect a specter. When I shook her hand, I really shook her glove. She looked into me so sweetly, and we left the room discreetly. No one else could know the secret of our love. Little ghost, when I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? I'm the only one that sees you, and I can't do much to please you. And it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. Every morning I awoke, and I see my little ghost, wondering if it's really her that's lying there. I lean to touch her and I whisper, but not brave enough to kiss her. When I held her, I was really holding there. Little ghost, when I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? I'm the only one that sees you, and I can't do much to please you. And it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. Though I tried my best to keep it, there really was no secret. Must have looked like I was dancing with the wall. No one else could see this apparition, but because of my condition, I fell in love with the little ghost, and that was all. Little ghost, when I'm scared of the most. Can you scare me up a little bit of love? I'm the only one that sees you, and I can't do much to please you. And it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. No, it's not yet time to meet the Lord above. G. All right. Lane has a good question over here in the YouTube chat. Do you guys feel that tremolos are easier with a pick? I don't personally feel like anything is easier for me with a pick on the ukulele. I have a whole bag of unused picks that I pull out every once in a while, and I've never particularly found them in my usage better than my fingers, and I see lots of really professional ukulele players tremolo with their fingers. So for me, I think it's just a matter of practice. But if somebody else uses a pick and they love it and they think it's better for tremolo, then that doesn't mean they're wrong. I just personally haven't found much use for picks on ukulele, except when I'm teaching little kids with sensitive fingers whose fingers tire out really fast. Sometimes I'll use a pick with them. But if somebody finds a pick to be a great tool, I would not argue with that. That's the only thing you liked picks for. Gotcha. Let's look at Mercy Now. This might be our last one, or we might have time for one more after this. It's kind of a longer song. It's a great Mary Gauthier song. It only has these 5 chords in it, which is nice. They're all kind of beginner 1 chords. The thing about this song that's made me think about taking it out of the songbook is not that it's not an awesome song, because I love it, is that it's a little hard to follow in a jam, because the way Mary sings it, it's a little hard to sort of transcribe it on the page. So I'm going to try to flatten the rhythm as much as possible to make it as followable as possible. But we'll just see how it goes. It may be that I can figure out another way to write this up. It may be that I just want to take it out of the songbook. But I'm going to use a rock strum on this one, which is a simple 1, 2, 3, 4 and, or you can just do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to hit the beats, 3, 4 and. So I'm going to do it a little faster. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and. If that's too fast for you, I recommend just hitting the 1 and the 3. So while I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 and, you could just be doing just 2. So let's see how it goes. Again, Mary is brilliant, but this is a little hard to do as a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, and G. 1, 2. My father could use a little mercy now. 2 more. See the fruits of his labor fall and rot slowly on the ground. 2, 3, 4. Next line. His work is almost over. It won't be long. He won't be around. I love my father. He could use some mercy now. 2, 1. My brother could use a little mercy now. He's a stranger to freedom, shackled to fears and doubts. 1, 2, 3, 4. The pain that he lives in, it's almost more than living will allow. 2, 3, 4. I love my brother. He could use some mercy now. My church and my country could use a little mercy now, as they sing into a poison pit. It's going to take forever to climb out. They carry the weight of the faithful who follow them down. I love my church and country. They could use some mercy now. Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end the race towards another mushroom cloud. just an F, C, G, G, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we all could use a little mercy now. I know we don't deserve it, but we need it anyhow. We hang in the balance, dangle between hell and hallowed ground. Every single one of us could use some mercy now. Use a little mercy now. 3 times on this line. Use little mercy now. Use a little mercy now. Last line. Every single one of us could use some mercy now. Thanks for suggesting that one. I think that's a nice place to stop. And I'll say, oh, go ahead.
What do little arrow things mean throughout there?
Those are a reminder to me where to breathe and take a little pause when I'm leading the song, just to kind of formalize it for myself. I don't tend to leave those in, but since this song was so tricky to follow, I should have said that before we started. That's where I'm going to take a little breath.
I
I
want you
was
to do that.
wondering the same thing.
Yes, you see those carrots, that's what they mean. Jennifer is over on YouTube saying beautiful song. Yeah, listen to the original too. Mary has a very distinctive voice and it's just really moving. Thanks to you over on YouTube. I'll say goodbye to you first. Thanks for being here. We've got one more of these coming up on a Thursday at 5:30 London time later in the month, and 2 more Tuesday jams. So those dates are all up on my Patreon already and anybody can access them. So I look forward to seeing people at the next one. Bye YouTube. And thanks for being here on Zoom, folks.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. Bye.
Bye.